Did you know when you apply for adoption grants to adopt, you could get anywhere from $10,000 all the way over to $30,000? Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 mistakes to avoid when applying for an adoption grant. I'm Stephanie A., and since 1998, I have helped hopeful adoptive families break through the chaos and to help them get on their adoption journey as smoothly as possible. Let's talk about mistake number 1. Mistake number 1 is not reviewing the criteria for the adoption grant. Each adoption grant has their own criteria, and a lot of the adoption grants will only work with families who are considered Christian families. And so you want to be sure that you read through the criteria because you don't want to waste your time applying for a grant that you don't even qualify for. So that's mistake number 1 to avoid. Mistake number 2 is not waiting to apply for adoption grants until your home study is done. The home study is a tool that helps you be able to be approved for adoption, and the majority of the adoption grants require that you have completed your home study. So you can do your research and figure out which grants you qualify for, but don't even bother applying until your home study is done. So that's mistake number 2 to avoid, is don't apply until your home study is done. Mistake number 3 when it comes to applying for adoption grant is not telling your story fully. So what this means is that you have to understand that there are so many people who apply for adoption grants, and you really have got to make sure that your story of why you're wanting to adopt is compelling, that it pops, that it stands out and is different from all the other applicants that they get. So be sure that you tell your adoption story fully. This is when it's really good idea to get someone who is a copywriter at heart or who's really good at writing to help you craft your story to be able to tell it in the most compelling way and for them to want to give you the grant. Number 4 is making sure that you answer every question. Apparently that it's common for families to miss a question, or they forget to answer a question, or they actually choose not to answer a question. And a lot of those have to do with finances and income, and because it's just, it can be uncomfortable to talk about, your finances. But if you've gone through the home study process, you already got that done with. There should be no reason why you would feel uncomfortable sharing that, particularly when you're applying for a grant. So be sure that you have a second set of eyes, look at your application, and make sure you didn't miss any of the questions. So that's mistake number 4 to avoid, is making sure that you got every question answered. Mistake number 5 to avoid is not making sure that you submit all the required documents. A lot of those are going to be financial documents, they're going to be references, they're going to be maybe a statement of faith. So you need to be sure that you submit all the required documents. And once again, I recommend have another set of eyes to go over that with you. So mistake number 5 to avoid is making sure you submit all your documentations. So I hope you found this helpful, and I wish you well as you apply for adoption grants. And just rest assured that you're in the right place to build your family in its own unique way. Thanks so much. Bye.